Hey Sabrina, hey Talden. How's it going? Thanks for the host, Talden, and thank you for the host, Rita, and for the host, Sabrina. Thanks, you guys. I'm in Vegas right now, so if I disappear, that's why. I'm going to save the stream for a bit. Oh, nice. What's the occasion? Is that how you spend your Thanksgiving? It's a pretty good way to spend it. I actually really like Las Vegas. I haven't been... Well, I kind of went last year. I used to go more often, but yeah. I'm just like merging a couple layers together, you guys, just because it's hard to stream from this computer when there's so many layers going on. It really slows everything down. So, let me just take this off. Hello. So usually I keep things in a lot of layers when I paint. This is going to be an exception because, again, when I use a lot of layers while I'm streaming, it slows everything down. Hopefully when I get that computer going, that's not going to be an issue, and I can just show you guys straight up how I normally do every commission. So what I did was, like, I just put everything into one layer, not that part. See, everything is kind of pretty much one layer now. It's risky to paint like this because, hey DFX ROM, working on you, Goyle. It's risky to paint like this because there's less wiggle room to go back and change things, so I'm pretty much locking down on this and painting on top of that. So, because basically there's not too much I think I need to change, and everything here, all these lines, they'll be completely painted over in the process anyways, so when you are painting, don't use as many little layers as this, but I kind of, I don't want to like sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I have a good idea of like what I want to do with this, so that's the only reason why I'm doing that. And I want to stream good, for you guys. Plus, there's already another file with all the layers still intact. This is a new file doing that. So I got all my bases covered. How's everyone's weekend, by the way? I got to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and I got to play some D&D. It was a good weekend for me. And I also got work done, which was the best part of the weekend. When you're getting older, when like the thing you're most excited about was you got a lot of work done. And it wasn't personal work, it was like, alright, I got like work I had to do. Now I can work on my personal stuff. But, my boyfriend was being super amazing, and he surprised me with Pokemon Moon. Because I was going to wait till Christmas to get that, right? I was like, maybe I'll get it for Christmas, and if not, I'll just get it after. I'm not in like a super rush. I mean, I want to play it, but when it's the holidays like this, it's hard for me to spend money on like myself, because I just end up feeling super guilty. That good old guilt factor. So he surprised me. He got it, and now late at night is when I play Pokemon Moon. I got the owl, and I'm having fun with it. The only other Pokemon I played was Pokemon Omega Ruby, so that's the only game I have it to compare to, but this game is like kind of like, it feels a lot slower than that game, I don't know if that's just, if Pokemon Omega Ruby was just a little faster at explaining things and getting me out there, but this one was kind of just like, it really felt like it was holding my hand, So you guys are actually going to see me do a more painty process that I'm used to showing you. This is going to be a very organic painting. So I hope that's not a problem. Is anyone else going to go see Fantastic Beasts? Did you already see it? And if so, what did you think? Without providing any spoilers, please. Pretty much I'm just blocking in what's going to be highlighted, what's going to be, hidden. That's one of the main reasons I really want to get a new computer. I'll be working a little slower, but I also want to like do finished art with you guys, You always see me starting off like a concept or a sketch, and then I finish it off screen because it's just really frustrating to just paint so little. You know, like I paint so much slower on here because my processor only allows so much. But yeah, if you guys were thinking about watching Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, I really highly recommend it. I didn't know what to expect from it, so I didn't have too much expectations. Like, I'm not sure what J.K. Rowling has really been doing since she finished Harry Potter. I know she created a, you know, she did like some adult novels, like some like one-shot ones, I believe. But since I didn't hear too much about it, I just assumed they weren't, you know, that, you know, good. Or maybe they were good, but it wasn't what everybody wanted. Like, people just wanted more Harry Potter, so now she's kind of just like, alright, you guys want Harry Potter, you can do this. I'll just do Harry Potter. But I actually have a little Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book. It's a really skinny pamphlet, but I could just show it to you guys later. I won it from doing a Harry Potter community service event. It was my payment for community service, I guess I should say. Also, is anyone getting ready for Thanksgiving? This is going to be a very busy week for me because of that. I've been buying my groceries slowly. I'll be doing a lot of cooking. But I like cooking, so it's no big deal for me. See, I probably should have put these things, not merged those yet though. That's actually something I feel I could have done better. I could have prepared for better. Does anyone else have Pokemon Sun or Moon? Maybe we can battle sometime. You can see how bad I am. My strategy is use the same strongest move until the other opponent's dead. I don't really like to do any of those like stat raising and lowering moves. I get rid of them as soon as I have them. Like as soon as I can replace them with an actual move that does physical damage, it's like sweet. But I always wonder, like, am I playing the game wrong? Because it's like, you know, playing against an AI, that's like whatever. But when I play against actual people, I don't play with that many people, by the way, that's why I don't know. But I always wonder, like, I wonder if I should have kept those moves. Because maybe it really does make a big difference when you're playing with a human being. But, you know, like in a lot of video games, the computer is, like, not that crazy, so... Yeah, hopefully when Cyber Monday rolls around, I can get a really good deal. I'm learning a lot about computers this whole time, too. I'm learning more about computers than I thought I would. I would be like, sweet, I'll just pay for the parts and have someone else do it for me, but it's just like, nah, it looks like more and more I'm gonna be making this myself. But it's good that I do that, you know? I just hope I retain all the information I learned. Let me smooth out her face. I'm going to put a color dodge on this because I kind of want to get a good blend going on here for colors to select. So I'll go with that. I've been using color dodge a lot lately, just for like little pieces like that, just to bring a little more vibrancy to, you know. Sorry about this, it's hard for me to do two things at once. Alright, anyways. Shoot. I lost my train of thought. I think I was talking about computers. But yeah, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. You guys should really check it out. It's a lot more serious than the Harry Potter movies, too. Because I'm not trying to give away any spoilers, but because the main characters aren't, you know, kids, they really, like, kind of... They really just, like, how do I say it? It's just a lot more mature, the storytelling, at least. There were a couple, I feel like, uncomfortable moments, but I feel... Not in a bad way, it was just like, oh man, this is like, you know, nuts. It's just like, this obviously doesn't feel as friendly as the Harry Potter movies did. Because, you know, the Harry Potter movies, they're just like, oh, you know, it's just like, look at all this, it's all whimsy and wonder. But, yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at references right now. But, you know, it's like, I think it's like really cool. I like how it is kind of a more adult Harry Potter. Like, I feel like maybe J.K. Rowling was like, you know, like, the fans, you know, grew up with this movie. Most of its... I could be wrong, but I still feel like a lot of, like, Harry Potter's, like, you know, fan base are still, like, adults. So... They just grew up. I don't know how many new kids are reading Harry Potter. But I wonder if that's going to be just like a thing that's like, you know, in the 90s there was this crazy book series called Harry Potter, and a lot of people liked it, and it made its own legacy. I don't know. Kind of like the Lord of the Rings movies, it's like, those movies were really cool when I was in high school, but it didn't really prompt anyone to read the books when I was going to school. I mean, it would have been great. I'm not like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so I didn't read them, but I wonder if that's just how it's going to be for Harry Potter, you know? It's like, for me, since I was like alive at the time, well, I was alive at the time, I was a kid at the time when the books were coming out for my age demographic, I got like super hooked into that series, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. I'm just rambling. Also, sometimes I go to more flat colors when I'm painting just to... It's kind of just like, it makes things look a little clearer, I think, too. Because I used to always just try to paint everything rounded, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. You heard the books are good for Lord of the Rings? They're pretty good. I mean, I listened to the audiobooks of some of them. I actually liked The Hobbit a lot better than Lord of the Rings, you know? It's just me, though. Sorry. My decaf coffee is hot, so I'm sorry if you hear me drinking it. Anyways. But it feels like there's a lot of good movies coming out. You know, they got you got Wonder Woman coming out. I'm not a big Wonder Woman fan, but the movie looks really good. It looks pretty good, faithful adaptation to her origin story, you know? It was nice to see, you know, Etta Candy. I thought that was a character they weren't really gonna touch base upon because whatever, but I like Etta. I think she's a cutie. I guess she really makes Diana more relatable. You have a character like Etta who is just a very everyday woman. In the comics, she was like fat. But you know, like she was just really like, you know, she was fat and her name was Etta Candy, which seems a little cruel now, but whatever. Because she ate all the candy. But, you know, whatever. I think it's cute. Yeah, the Harry Potter books are really good. If you don't have the patience to read them, I highly recommend getting the Audible book, the European version, narrated by Stephen Fry. Sorry if I say his name wrong. He's a really good narrator, and it's just, he really just has a really good story time, like, thing. Story time, like, kind of enunciation in his voice? I wonder if that's, like, a word I could use? I don't know. But I love listening to audiobooks when I'm painting or drawing, you know? Because since I'm, like, always, like, you know, drawing and stuff like that, when I watch movies all day, I'm really just listening to them, you know? It's best, because sometimes when I just listen to music all day, it's almost just a little too, like, you know, it's almost a little too distracting the way the music keeps changing every like 6 minutes or so. So when I'm really trying to hone in and get some work done, I just start to go to audiobooks where, you know, there's no visual distraction. I just listen to this story being told. But for me, it's just like, if you do decide to go for an audiobook, find a really good narrator. I think the narrator really sells the whole audiobook experience, you know? Like, there's one of my favorite books ever. It's this kind of young adult novel called, like, Ella Enchanted. But the only, like, you know, the only, like, audiobook I have of it is narrated by, like, a teenage girl, and I'm just like, okay, I understand, like, the main character is a teenager, but it's just, I would have liked a more professional, treatment of it done. Like Harry Potter. Harry Potter was, like, 10 when the story started, and I don't mind that an old man is, like, reading it. But, whatevs. Whatever. I'm gonna try to really kind of render this eye out a bit. Do you guys have a part of the face that you kind of don't like? Like, I love drawing the face, but painting it's kind of like a whole other story for me. It's just, it's a lot of figuring out for me, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. Also, do you guys prefer painting or drawing like in a more organic way? Or do you prefer more structured style, you know? Like, I definitely prefer more control, but sometimes it's nice to just, you know, start going in and like painting it yourself. Like, see, it's a lot of smoothing. Going over the lines. Like, I'm so used to painting with like hundreds of layers that this feels like unnatural to me. Not in a bad way, it's just not a way that I'm used to, you know? It feels really slow, but I can't help that. The eyes. Hey, Faya! My teacher records himself reading. He passes out the books and makes us follow along. I fall asleep every time. Oh man. See, it's like the narrator really sells the story, right? It's just, if your teacher is like if it's boring, it doesn't sound good, it's just like, you're not going to be that invested in the book, you know? Like for me, I always hated when we had to go around the room and we would do this thing in a lot of our classes where one person would read a paragraph and then the next person reads the paragraph and the next one reads the paragraph. I understood why my teacher did it. It was to make sure everyone was following along. Like if it was your turn and you were called up and you got nothing, you got in trouble because you weren't following along. But it ruined my story experience, hearing all these some people were interested in the story, most of them weren't. And they're just narrating the story and it's just like, aw, you guys totally killed the flow of the last narrator. I don't know. I'm a picky person. I like making a mess and hope it goes well. Yeah, that's how it is, Faya. That's why when I see oil paints or stuff like that, I'm like, kind of like blown away. I'm like, Jesus, how do you get like the insight to know that it's gonna be okay? I guess it just comes with experience. How you doing, Faya? Thank you for making it to the stream. I appreciate it. I always do. You really need to finish your contest entries or running away from your responsibilities? You literally are. You're in Vegas right now. How could you possibly finish them there while you're gambling? I don't know, I'm kidding. Are you old enough to gamble, Sabrina?
Oh, for me?
The face is slowly getting smooth. Slowly but surely. Alright, let me just fix this part right here. Oh hey Amber Ray, I think I know you. How's it going? Nice to see you. I'm working on a commission right now, so I'm in kind of like the middle of it, so this isn't, it's pretty sloppy right now. This is not representative of my normal art, I hope. Have you been? Alright, let me grab this brush. Let me just try to add some highlights to the lip here. Nice! Hey Redith, how's it going? Oh, and thanks for the host, Faya. Aw, thanks Amber. Yeah, I noticed you've been working on art more, that's pretty awesome. I always keep tabs on my friends who are still doing art. And I always feel bad when I'm not posting as much art as I should. So I've been trying to be more consistent about posting it on Facebook, I guess, but I don't know, on Facebook it's almost just like I don't have a lot of luck on there with my art. It's like I just have too much family on there and not enough like people that are into my art. I'm gonna erase a little bit of this. So now it's almost too much. You brought your tablet with you, Sabrina? Okay, cool. Whenever I go on vacation, I'm so afraid of like, you know, I always bring a sketchbook, you know, and sometimes I draw on it, sometimes I don't. I want to draw on it, but usually I'm traveling with people that want to go out and do stuff, and I can't be, you know, left alone. So it's like, oh well. But it's always good to like, you know, spend time with family. Or at least try to. I don't know. I'm not the most fun person to hang out with. I'd always rather be drawing. I hate when I get a good idea, or what I consider to be a good idea when I'm out and about, you know? Because it's just like, oh man, I think this would be really cool. This would look awesome. And then by the time I get home, I've kind of forgotten most of it, you know? Like sometimes I try to jot it down in like my little notebook or whatever. Like I have like a Galaxy Note 4, so it has like a little notepad feature. But my writing is so bad that by the time I get home, it's kind of just like sometimes I can't even read what I wrote, you know? Thanks, Amber. Yeah. I've been trying to like finish my sketchbooks lately, you know, like so now I have all these sketchbooks that are like half of the art, it's like super old, and the other half it's you know, it's slowly becoming something, I hope. I have so many like half-empty sketchbooks that I feel really guilty. Alright, anyways, let me fix this, because I said I would. I need to get a softer brush. So let me make it a little softer. I'm gonna tone down the hardness once Photoshop kicks in, because it's lagging right now. Thanks, Photoshop. You're a real pal. Alright. Gonna lower the softness. I mean, gonna lower the hardness. And then I'm gonna get a transfer. Do some of that. Whoops. Let's see how this works. That's a little better. I just started putting some art on Facebook, but it still feels too weird. My art life is separate from my social life. Exactly, Redith. Like, it's like, it just feels weird, you know? And like, maybe on like Facebook, maybe like 10, on my best days, like maybe like 30 people will be into it, or like they'll press the like button. But usually it's just like maybe like, I don't know, like, I guess because I haven't been posting a lot lately, people are like happy to see it again, so that's nice. I don't know. I always just feel like people on Facebook are kind of like not into the art scene so much. Like they're happy to see it, but they're not likely to go out and seek it, you know? That's just what I mean, I guess.
Oh, for me?
Let me... By the way, you guys, my alerts are kind of weird. I hear them, but I have no idea what they're doing. Like, they're not showing up on my computer. So sorry about that. If anyone started to follow me, thank you so much. I just can't see them. I never finish my sketchbooks. I film up 80-90%, then I buy a new one. Yeah, I'm trying to cut down on my spending, and I always like to buy sketchbooks, you know? Do I have one on me? No, they're probably all thrown on my bed to make my room look a little bit cleaner, but yeah. You're still going through your box of printer paper? Oh man. That's not bad though, you know? I love drawing on printer paper because it used to be just the easiest thing to scan, you know? Alright, let me do something real quick here. I gotta change the color of her eyes. I was just trying to get like basic look down of her face before I kind of committed to it. Not luminosity, color. Alright, now she's got blue eyes. I'll go with that. You've been on Facebook for months though. Oh, you haven't been on Facebook? I haven't been on Facebook for months either. Like, you know, just for a while, I think, you know, I don't want to get political. I really don't. I just think everyone's been really arguing about that lately. Totally in their spot to argue, but I feel like because of all that arguing, there's no way to get, like, noticed on there so much, you know? People are just, they have other priorities now, so I'm just like, you know what, I'll just keep posting. Like, so I've been consistently posting on all my art stuff, but yeah, on my Facebook, it's just like I'm kind of slowly getting back on there again, and I'm just like, man, it's like, well, it's kind of the same. But, you know, we'll see. Like, for me, my art is like, you know, my business, but it's also like an escape. So I kind of just don't want to be bogged down too much with, like, real life problems, I guess. I'm not saying ignore your problems, but at the same time, I was just like, it's getting too heavy in here. I'm just, I can't really contribute, I feel, so. Whoops. Didn't mask that. Alright, trying to just grab selections there to paint it up. Hey, Amber's boyfriend! Thank you two for both coming out. How have you guys been doing, actually? I know Thanksgiving's coming up. You guys are gonna eat some... You guys gonna eat a turkey? You gonna eat a ham? Are you just gonna, like, order food? You gonna cook? Thanksgiving is my... It's one of my favorite holidays because it's just like Christmas. Instead of just having to buy gifts for everybody and all that hassle, it's just the cooking part. So I like that. I don't have to decorate the house. I don't have to, like, you know, go shopping. I like shopping for people, but oh my god, the mall's already crazy right now. I went there this weekend with my boyfriend to just get some new pants for him for work. And people are already doing Christmas shopping and it was all crazy and it was all packed and I'm just like, oh, like the hustle and bustle of the holidays. I don't do well with it, but eating I'm fine with, so, you know. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, so anyways. Let me make this nose a little paler. Remember, everything that I'm drawing right now is subject to change. Nothing is set in stone. That's kind of how I like it. On Photoshop. Let's try this. Because the nose is bugging me. Take it to liquefy. Gonna mess it around and change it to the shape I want it. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. In Photoshop, it's always better if you don't have to redraw it or repaint it, you know? Like if you could do this to like save some time instead of just painting over it over and over again, I think that's the best way to like use Photoshop, you know? As much as I love drawing and painting, you save a lot more time just doing little adjustments the way Photoshop wants you to do adjustments, you know? If you have to adjust something in Photoshop, use its tools meant to do that, you know? You don't have to. Drawing and painting should be a last resort, I think. Made her hair poofier. Alright, moving on. It's a good idea I wasn't using Facebook years, so trying to break in. My boyfriend is going to be cooking, he's a great cook. Oh, nice. Christmas is still my favorite holiday, despite all like all the stuff that goes with it. Like in the end, I'll be you know, once my Christmas shopping is done, then I can relax for Christmas, you know? Until then, it's all just like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, you know? I'm a terrible person out in public. I have no idea how to act. I'm too nice. That's why I never get good parking spots. I'm not super aggressive about that. This Vocaloid song that we're listening to right now, it was originally a Teto Kasane song, and then someone redid it with a later voice bank with Gumi, and I like it. It's kind of a weird song, but I dig it. Sorry, I just haven't heard the song in a while, that's why I brought it up as soon as I heard it. Hi, Togglin. Exactly, Faya. Painting, drawing... it's all a last resort. I secretly hate... it's my biggest secret. I just do art because it's something I can do. I don't really like it that much. No, I'm kidding. I love art. Why would you even make me say that, Faya? How could you? Don't let art know how I really feel about art. Otherwise, it's not gonna work for me anymore. Actually, this I should keep pretty dark, you know? That's another thing too, when you work with lighting like this, some things are just better off being kept in dark light, so... Alright, I'm going to go to Color Dodge again, and kinda just do a little bit right here. Just like, really make that pop, you know? Just to make her skin pop a bit. And then from that, I take that palette and then I paint with it, you know? And it's always good to like keep good track of how far your art's come since you started, you know? So, yeah.
Oh, for me?
Just talking to myself. Thanks for the hype, Foglum. I like painting too, Sabrina, but when I'm on a time budget, not so much. There are some days where I'm like, oh, okay, good, I just have a day to myself and I just paint and I get experimental and I'm digging it. But when it's just like, I gotta finish this before the holidays come up, I have this deadline, I have that deadline, then you kind of start micromanaging all like every keystroke you have, every like, you know, brush stroke. Thanks for the follow, Skillas. Finally, my alerts kicked in. Gosh, last time my donation thing was off, and it's kind of like, still kind of off, but whatever. It's working better than last time, so I guess that's all we can really take away from this, and gotta count my blessings, I guess. I don't know. But I'm super excited for Thanksgiving. It'll be my first Thanksgiving spending it with the boyfriend. That one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really excited for it. I love eating with people. To me, eating is a really social thing to do. And what better way, what holiday is better suited for that than Thanksgiving? Really. Let's be honest. How am I gonna do this? I want to show that this is like the rim of the hat. So maybe I'll do this. I kind of want to show that this is not like a super flat surface. There's kind of an indent, so I think I'll just paint that. Nah, I can do that last actually. Yeah, for now I'll just focus on just trying to make it look nice. Yeah, we'll save that for later. Hey Raxfiel. Yeah, I've been painting it. I want to take this. This is a commission that I want to do from start to finish on Twitch exclusively. Like, cause you guys always see me when I'm sketching, right? And then I kind of like detail it, and then I kind of finish it up off stream, just because my painting process is like kind of slow. But you know, whatever. If you guys ever get tired of the painting stuff, I could always go right back to sketching. That's the one thing I feel very confident in. It's taken me, I'm almost 30 and I'm finally a little confident about sketching in front of people. Man, you guys thought I was indecisive before? Wait till you see me try to paint this whole thing in front of you. You guys are gonna get it. Some darker colors going on there. Save frequently. Nice. Thanks, Raxfiel. Sorry to cut it short, but you gotta go. That's alright, Sabrina. Go enjoy Vegas. Go have fun. Alright, that's true. You do have 2 separate accounts now on Instagram. But yeah, have fun, Sabrina. Go gamble. Hopefully you don't lose. Just have a good time. But yeah, for everyone that just came by, do yourself a favor and go watch Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's a really beautifully animated movie. The animated parts that were animated were really well done, so definitely consider checking it out. Like I said earlier, it was so nice to see a kind of adult, kind of Harry Potter movie. Some of the story bits, I kind of want to see it again, because for me, it's just like, I feel like maybe some parts were a little too quiet and I couldn't exactly hear the terminology they were using and all. So I kind of want to go back again and check it out and stuff like that. Faya, you're like the master painter though. It's really nerve-wracking to paint in front of you. And I'm not saying that to be funny, it's just like, it's like, I don't know. It's like when people go like, yeah, I have a little comic, I have a webcomic series, and they're like, oh, nice, and they're like, and you're like, yes, what do you do? And then the person replies like, oh, I Jin Lee, I draw comics, and you're just like, and then he's like, can I see your comic? And you're gonna be like, no, you're too good. That's how I feel when I'm in the presence of another professional, or a person that's just like a crazy master professional. I clam up when when I know that someone is just like crazy good. I feel like my art would bother them, and I get shy. So, yeah. I don't think I'm the only one that feels this way though, so there's that. I kind of don't like any of this right here. It's way too messy, way too not making sense to me. me see what that looks like from far away. I kind of like the way that looks a little better now. Hey Darius. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm actually here and not canceling on you guys. You need to get good? We both need to get good, Faya. We can get good together. That's the good thing about art. There's no limit to how much you can improve, so long as you're willing to be open to change a lot of things, you know? Some people go like, I'm at my limit, and if you ever feel like you're at your limit with art, that just means you're due for another breakthrough, you know? Whenever I learned something new in art, it was when I was just like, what the hell could I possibly do now? You know, I feel like I've done everything I can, and once you've expended all your abilities that you currently have, that's when you're going to tap into something that you didn't think you did. I don't know. It's hard to describe, but that's just how it's been working for me every single time. So, I don't know. Also, painting like at 4 in the morning helps. Exhaustion can do a lot for your perception. You made your first manga page on digital? Yeah, sure. Go for it, Darius. Is it the same ones you've been showing me? You just like scanned it and put, I guess, tones on it and such? Go for it. About manga. Alright, what can I do here? By the way, if you guys aren't gonna see Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, blah, whatever, did you guys take the Pottermore quiz for the new, you know, the new houses? Especially if you're an American. Did you get sorted into an American house? I'd say I changed my painting method completely this month. Really, Faya? Is it because of I'm trying to think, did anything happen this month? No. I guess Inktober happened for me recently, which made me rethink how to do things digitally as well, like trying to apply things I did traditionally to digital. And I always feel like a shift in my, you know, my style changed a little bit after Inktober. Sometimes it gets a little more graphic, sometimes it gets a little more, you know, I slow down a bit more, I'm a little more patient, because with like traditional stuff, I can't be so fast, you know? Hey Hoodia, thanks. I think changing your own technique is tough. I used to paint with many layers, then I limited myself to only a few layers. It was hard, but soon I got used to it. Right now I'm painting with few layers, which is something I'm not used to. So it is, I'll agree to you on that, it's really tough. I feel like I don't have as much control. You know, it feels a lot more organic this way. But the only reason I am doing this way is because when I try to stream a painting on stream, my whole computer slows down because it just can't handle that many layers and streaming at the same time. So to just lessen the burden on, you know, my computer, I kind of merged everything into one, you know, well, this in one layer. Like everything else is still in separate layers, like, you know, props and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a learning experience for me, Amber. I kind of just, I only paint like this for fun when you know, but I always feel iffy about this. So this is the first time I'm doing this on a commission, being pretty organic about it. I hope it works out. Right now I'm enjoying it. I just hope I don't lose, I hope it just doesn't become a huge mess later. Because that was always the security of layers, you know? It's just like, I can just go back and just take off that layer. Hey Zen Kuma, you've been lurking for a couple days. Hope you don't mind me using for inspiration. Aw, thanks Zen. No, totally. Take all the inspiration you want from me. It's not like I'm gonna use it. So. Anyways, when I was doing the Harry Potter thing, I got Puckwudgie House. If anyone else is a fellow Puckwudgie, I feel your pain. I wanted to be in like Thunderbird or something. I wanted to be in a really cool house. It's the same thing with Harry Potter. when I took the Pottermore quiz, I got Hufflepuff. I got Hufflepuff years and years and years ago, and I was disappointed. And then they redid Pottermore, and they said, hey everybody, Pottermore's quiz is more accurate now. Retake your quiz and see what house you're really into. All my friends and stuff retook the quiz, they got a different house. I still got Hufflepuff. So I'm like, alright, I guess this is it. This is I'm living the Badger life now. I have a Hufflepuff shirt that I got from Universal Studios. I like it. I like Hufflepuff. I just don't like yellow. But I guess I'm gonna have to like it. Doesn't that suck if you get sorted into... It's like when you go to a school and their colors are colors that you hate. You know, my color was like blue and gold, which is, I think, pretty standard. So I was like, alright, this is alright. I like blue, I like gold. But, yeah. Okay, I'm good so far. Next piece painting this way will come even better. Aw, thanks, Amber. Hello, Derpkin. How you doing? Every time I watch Picha, it makes me want to draw. Do it, Hoodia. Put your pencil where your mouth is. Sorry, that came out weird. This parrot never lives before. I gotta ask, Darius. Is this supposed to be read like an American Western comic, or like a Western comic, or a manga? Like, am I supposed to be reading left to right or right to left? It's only asked that because I read a lot of manga and a lot of comics, and sometimes I get mixed up when I see black and white art if I'm supposed to be reading it one way or the other. Not bad though. I kind of like your ink. I like your inking, to be honest. I like it better digitally than traditionally, especially on the hair in the first panel. Like, that's pretty good. Personally, for me, on the second panel with the shape of the person's head, you know, that lady's head, I would have added a little more hair just because, you know, you kind of like drew like, you know, like a pretty like sizable head. I would have just added more hair to it. But for me, I love adding more hair. Like, you know, this is one of the first things I did when I was doing this. I added more hair to her, you know? Just plumped it up a little more. But that's just me. Take it all with a grain of salt. Right to left. Okay, I thought so. That's kind of like how I was reading it. 1L Peach on skill, but she's protected by some force known as the anti-weeb barrier. What do you mean, anti-weeb barrier? I attract them of all kinds. How dare you say I have an anti-weeb barrier? I didn't take 4 years of Japanese to be anti-weeb. Okay? My goal was to live in Japan, marry a Japanese man, and be the first mangaka that was not Japanese living in Japan. And then it was gonna be an anime. Okay? And then there's people gonna cosplay it. That was my plan. All of that was supposed to be achieved by the time I was 22, so I'm pretty far behind on that goal. Now I'm just happy when I can pay my bills. I'm like, woo! But hopefully one day I'll be able to travel, you know? One day. Although right now it's kind of sad, you guys. I don't know if you heard it on the news. When I was at the gym, it was all over the news. There was a tsunami warning in Japan because I guess like a 6.9 earthquake happened off close to the... what was that place that got hit really bad that one time? Fukushima? Whatever? So, yeah. Is this my dream? Being a Twitch streamer? Yes! Well, it's kind of a dream to be able to draw and paint with people. That was something I never thought possible, to be honest. I'm just, in general, even though I like to hang out with my friends, I am a very shy person. Like, it's hard for me to talk to people about my art. I always feel like I'm bothering people, you know? That's just how I am. Every time I want to, like, talk to somebody, my first thought is always like, I don't want to bother them, you know? Even if it's just something like, hey, can I answer this question? Or, hey, I think your outfit looks really cool. Or, hey, I think your art looks cool. Or, oh, hey, like, you know, your dog is so cute. Can I pet it? My always first thought is like, no, I don't want to bother them with a comment. That's just gonna bother them. So for me, I have this set up in a way where, like, well, if someone wants to watch my art, they're more than welcome to, and I don't feel like I'm shoving it in your faces, right? I'm not getting obnoxious with it. Not that I'm saying you guys shouldn't share your art and go look at it. I just have a really weird mindset where I was always like, I don't know. It's just tough. So in a way, I am fulfilling a part of, like, my dream. Being able to, excuse me. being able to just create art with people is something that I've always wanted to do, you know? So I got that going for me. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for making one of my art dreams come true. Like, for me, it's always nuts when people say, you're one of my favorite artists, and I'm just like, what? Like, I can't believe it, you know? If I create something that, you know, like when I see people do a fan art of it, like when I used to have my comic going a little more frequently, which I gotta get back to, I'm always like floored. I'm like, why would they do this? Why would they waste their time? Like, I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm like, why would they put time away to draw, you know, something that I drew? Like, and it's hard for me to comprehend it. And it's just really cool. So I hope I get more moments like that, you know? I think as long as I'm able to still keep art in my life, if I can still work with it, that'd be great. But, you know, I'm always like, I always try to be a realist, you know, I always hope for the best, but I prepare for the worst. So, that's me. LA traffic. No, guys, not watching and driving. Oh man, you almost had me worried there, DFX. Seriously though, what is your dream? We're going to Capcom and Monster Hunter? My dream? I guess my dream would be to just be like a character artist for like any major gaming studio. Like, I would love to work for Blizzard, you know? I would love to, like, you know, jump on that, you know, like be on, you know, designing like, you know, alternate costumes and stuff and gadgets for Overwatch, and if they ever have a StarCraft 3, I would love to like beef up my portfolio and jump in on that. You know, Riot Games, I don't really play League of Legends because again, I don't have a good computer, but the art in that is so amazing, you know. I would love to just be one of those people that, like, you know, just is just designing like characters, you know, and it's just like, if I could do it for Final Fantasy, that would be amazing, because that was my goal as a kid. Like, other than making my own comic and being an anime, you know, millionaire, it was going to be like make a Final Fantasy, you know? And I was just like, yeah, that's why I'm gonna learn Japanese, so I could talk for myself at my interviews. I had a lot of hopes and dreams. But I'm not, you know, took for years Japanese to forget it and build your anti-weeb barrier. Yeah, sorry, Faya. Many breakthroughs are to... Sorry, I'm kind of catching up on the chat right now. Definitely before I'm exhausted helps sometimes. Exactly, Rita. Focus on driving. You're aware of how many accidents happening because of that. Oh yeah, Darius. You like making fan art? I like making fan art for my friends too, Amber. I wish I had more time for it. I mean, I recently did something to promote a friend's contest, the faulty print. I mean, you guys saw that on my last stream. I was able to draw, paint, and do little accessories in 3 hours, which is kind of a personal best for me, so I was always like happy about that. I'm like, yeah, I did like a whole character, and then I touched it up a bit later, but it's essentially exactly what I drew for you guys. If you guys are wondering how that came out, you guys remember that B-girl I did last time? I kind of touched her up a little bit. Here she is. But dude, if since you brought it up, I would love to design armor for Monster Hunter. Holy crap, that would be a freaking dream come true. That would be like, you know, kill me now. There's no point after this. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna go downhill from here. No, I'm kidding. Riot Games is a bad company. They treat their employees like crap. Do they? I don't know. Maybe they do. I have no idea. I just know a lot of major companies, they're really strict and hard on their art team. So I'm not expecting, you know, you go to like a smaller, you know, indie studio, it's a little more lax, but when it's like a bigger studio, they're really focused on like content quality and stuff like that. You know, that's just what I think. I could be wrong. But, you know, one of my favorite, you know, creators, Hideo Kojima, he's a nightmare to work with, but I feel like because he's such a control freak, it really pays off. Like Hayao Miyazaki, he's a crazy control freak that's so hard to work with, you know? But look at what happens from it. Like, I do believe that if being super strict and being like super like, you know, nuts is like part of that, you know, then it's just like, alright, well, if you can take the heat, you can probably cook something really good here. But, you know, I'm pretty good at working with negativity. So, hey, if for some reason I do get hired by Riot, I'll be like, you guys can yell at me all you want. It's not gonna bring me down. It'll be just like Wicked. I don't know if anyone's seen that musical. Wicked, the Witch of the West, all she wants to do is meet the wizard. When he turns out to be an asshole, she's like, I'll just teach myself how to fly. And then she flies off. And we all know how that story ended. I like Wicked. I've dreamed of animating big, dumb, cool fight scenes. I wanted to animate sword scenes, like something from Rurouni Kenshin, like samurai sword scenes in general. If you work for the best, you gotta be the best, no other reason. No, it's just our team and Riot, it's in everything, they are rotten. Aw, that sucks, Darius. Where'd you hear that? Or have you had like a bad experience with like Riot themselves? Like maybe you were like trying to file a complaint and it was just like, you feel you were brushed off? Because people say the same thing about Disney. Well, I don't know. I would like to know, what are these things about Riot? Because the thing with Riot is that it's very local to me, you know? And it is on my list of places to apply for. If only they would have an opening open up. If only. Just be the boss. Now I'm the strict one. For example, the shoutcasters on the esports scene are not allowed to play other games besides League, not allowed to shoutcast other games, not allowed to monetize their own content, and more they are. Well, I would say that it's kind of like, see, I don't know about the pay, but it's kind of like if you're working for like DC Comics, you're not allowed to make your own comic, right? So if you're like a person that your job is to like report on like sports or something like that, you know, esports, and it's just for, you know, Riot, to them it would almost be like you're selling another product if you're not just solely, you know, showing off the Riot product, right? So to me, from a business sense, it makes sense to have them say, look, if you work for us, you can only promote our stuff, like even on your personal channel, you know, because there are people in like, you know, Marvel and DC Comics that want to make their own comic, but they can't because it would be an infringement of like, it would create, what's the business term for it? Like if you're making video games for like, you know, I don't know, Valve, and you're making your own like, you know, video game on the side, you can't do that. You sign a contract saying you can't do that because now you're making a product that's in competition with what you're supposed to be working for, you know? Like a lot of like Disney animators, like, you know, when they want to do their own thing, they have to leave Disney. You know, they have to do that. Otherwise, they can never do it on their own because it's almost just like, you know, if you're working for, you know, a bakery, but you're baking your own cakes on the side, and it's just like, dude, you can't do that. You work for us. It's like, you can't make something that's in direct, you know, competition with our product. It's just, it looks bad, you know? But I'm sure a lot of people, you know, Riot's such a big company. I'm sure there's been a lot of bad experiences, so. I'm gonna fix this here because this is looking a little flat. Let's see. They always have an opening, you just have to know the right people. Yeah, I'm keeping my ears peeled. My eyes peeled and my ears open. I don't know. You know the thing. Mom sees the guy who recently spoke out against Riot. He was a former employee. Yeah. Your rest calls working as a freelancer if you don't like that. Yeah, exactly. But let me ask you this, Darius. Which major studio has a sparkling reputation with its employees? Like, just being super real here. I just feel like if your studio is that big, you're not going to be able to please everyone. If there's like some really illegal stuff happening, then sure, throw the book at them. Like if they're like, you know, mistreating their employees, if they're doing something outside of the contract you agreed to, Totally. Whatever. If you feel like you're being taken advantage of, contest that. Go to court about it. But, as a shoutcaster, you need to move around. Sticking to one game is bad, as you never know when that game will die. Well, true. You can be a freelance shoutcaster, but if you are, it's kind of just like when you work for Disney, You can't go around just like, wearing like, you can't like go... how do I say this? What is a shoutcaster? Is that like their version of a sports announcer? Because I'm not like really into the esports scene, so I just gotta know what a shoutcaster is. Because I could be wrong, because I could be misinterpreting what you're saying, because I just have a basic, very limited understanding of the word. I feel very old now. Valve has a good, is Valve, where is Valve actually? I like Valve. As far as I know, Blizzard and Valve are the best rep. Blizzard. It's treachery. Blizzard has it has a good reputation. They're known for going through artists really fast, though. That's the only thing with Blizzard. They don't keep a lot of the artists. They pretty much just keep a core team of artists, and they contract a lot of new ones, and then it's just like like that's it. Which is still really good. It's good experience to work with, but most people wouldn't count on Blizzard, these people like me, as steady pay. It'd be temporary steady pay, but you're not really looking at staying there for more than, not even for a year in most cases, from what I've heard. I heard, they just contract new people when they're gonna launch something and they just need some new art out and all that. So it's kind of just like, which is the job of a freelancer anyways. So that's why I'm not looking... That's why, like, if I ever get into it, I'm prepared for that mindset. But I know some people that were just like, I was hoping to work at Blizzard forever, and it's just like, they weren't able to because it's, it's pretty much like Disney. It's just like, we just hire people and then we let them go. And we don't need them because we still have our core team around. I'm not saying that's a bad way to run it. That's just, that's just how it goes sometimes. If you only knew the treats Valve employees have. That's cool. Valve doesn't make games anymore. Never mind, they sort of do, and not. Yeah, what is Valve doing? Are they making Half-Life 3 finally? Has Half-Life 3 been confirmed yet? What is Valve doing? They made Portal 1 and 2. They got Team Fortress going. Anyways, I would want to work for Riot still because of the crazy art they have. I love Valve, don't get me wrong, but the art style that Valve has is the art style that I want to be known for, Like, if you go to certain studios, it's like Blizzard has a certain house style, they have this art they're known for, Riot is this art they're known for, whereas Valve, I really don't think a lot of like high art coming from Valve. Like, Valve makes great games, I love them, I have no problem against them, but I really like that high fantasy that, League of Legends and like Warcraft has, It's like for that, I would totally just try to like get known with that, I guess, It's kind of just like, I want to work for Disney because I love that Disney style, even though I know Disney has a crazy work regimen and crazy standards, right? Even if you're a cast member at the Disneyland parks, they're very strict on what you can and cannot do, Like, I remember reading this thing where it's like Disney princesses are supposed to have an answer for everything. They are not allowed to say, I don't know. If a Disney princess in a cast in a park, if you ever go to Disneyland and you ask a princess something, she needs to give you an answer, even if it's the wrong one. If she says, I don't know, she's in huge freaking trouble, because apparently that's just like a huge no-no. It's like, no, 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 no. Your character, it's like you have to know everything. Make up an answer. You know, if you don't know, you just start talking. Otherwise, you're going to crush this girl's dream or this child's dream of just, like, this perfect character. So they have to be perfect. You know, they have to always, like, point with, like, you know, open hand point. You know, they can't do, like, they can't point with one finger. Amazon isn't. Okay, Amazon is also starting up a gaming development section. Maybe they're going to join the good guys or burn in hell with Rita. Right. Truth is, if you're best at your thing, you don't need to worry about them calling. Yeah. I think Gabe said something about every time someone calls him fat, he pushes back Half-Life 3 months back. Is that why it's never coming out? Amazon is owned by Google. Google owns a lot now. The only thing about Google that I truly like are the robots they bought. Because I love robots. I'm like, I hope they do something cool with this. And not, you know, try to enslave us all. One could only hope that when one creates a robot, they will not use it to destroy humanity. But they look awesome. I love those Google bots. That's my favorite thing that's ever come out of Google. I don't know if I can even commend them for that, because I think the robots were made and then Google just swooped in and said, I'll buy that. And then the inventors are like, sweet. Take our robots. Just take them. Don't worry, Darius. If I ever get a job at Riot, it'll be a secret, so I don't upset you. No, I'm kidding. I really hope if those things are like that, if they are as bad as you say, that they're being resolved. But I personally do not know. All I know is that when you work for a company, they're very strict on what you can represent. Like, that goes for every company usually. And it's just, you know. It's like if you work at a Pepsi factory and you come in wearing a Coca-Cola shirt. It's like, what the hell, man? I tend to like to use more solid shapes while I'm painting too sometimes. And then I just kind of blend over that. Japan is going to play Google and modify the robots into mangakas and manga for an increased economy. Hey, it's really, an animator's salary in Japan is pretty pathetic from what I heard, so... Which makes me sad because I love anime, and I hope that they're able to... You know, they just say anime is too expensive to make, and that's why they have to, like, you know, they can't afford to keep paying people good money for making incredible works of art, you know? I'm just like, man, that is so depressing to hear. Get off the transfer here. Sorry, I'm getting all caught up. You're a passenger, more likely to build mechs. Yeah, if Japan was able to own, if they had the money, whoops, they gotta get that sweet Google money to make their mechs. Isn't there like there's a mech thing coming out too, by the way? Isn't there like a theme park in Japan for like mechs, if I'm not mistaken? I thought I read something about that and that seemed really cool. Hey Nurgle. Doing alright, just continuing this commission from last time. Remember last time this is how far we got with it? So now I'm going back in and painting over it to finish it. Let's see how that goes. How's it going, Nurgle? Is everyone getting ready for Thanksgiving, by the way? How about you, Darius? How are your Thanksgiving plans going? So I'm looking at the references right now, so if you're wondering why I'm staring straight at the thing. Alright. Okay. Heard about a mech battle challenge between US and Japan. Oh, really? It's because Japan see what they think. They're only in the 90s releasing in Blu-ray and DVD. Only 20% gonna buy that, rest gonna pirate it. They need to make a Netflix for their anime. Isn't Crunchyroll like that? There's a lot of streaming sites for anime. You can go right to the Funimation website, you can go to Crunchyroll. Like, there's a lot of legit, you know, sites where you could stream anime, and it helps the anime industry rather than pirate it. Do not pirate things. When it, you know. I would say fight that urge to pirate anime, because that is one of the main reasons why they don't get good pay. Because if they're not making any money off it, why would they put money towards it, you know? Why would they invest in animators if it doesn't seem like it's worth the money? I was a law-abiding... Thanks, Doglum. You're so mad today, Darius. You don't even like Thanksgiving? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I know Thanksgiving's just like an American thing, but like I said, I loves to eat. Any holiday where eating is like the main attraction, I'm like, sweet. Sign me up. Honestly, not looking forward to Thanksgiving. Oh, because of family issues? That sucks. I want to subscribe to one service, not 6 to get all the anime I like. Well, the thing is though, it's like, it's hard to like get everything under one streaming service, you know? Netflix doesn't have every title under the sun. That's why I have a Netflix account and a Hulu account, and even then you're probably going to need an Amazon Prime account to watch all the other stuff, and an HBO account to watch even more stuff. It's only natural that there can't be a monopoly for one, you know, for anime. It's just like, that's just how normal TV works too. You have all these different sites that have all these different, you know, licenses that they've bought that they can like show. So for anime, it's the same thing. You're gonna have some, you know, every single one's gonna have, you know, a selection of anime. Oh, you care for your work? I see. Doing alright, just really tired. I'm excited to go into a turkey coma. Yeah, turkey coma. You only support mangakas, it's not as expensive. Sure, it's not as expensive, but saying that you only support them means you don't support anime. So if you only want to support manga, I'm cool with that. I mean, I buy more manga than I do anime, but I'm just really picky about anime lately. I'm a lot more picky. But when I do like an anime, I buy it. Like, I buy the Blu-ray, because that's the only way that they're gonna put more money into anime and make it more accessible. Because like when I was growing up, anime was pretty accessible when anime was popular, you know? When I was growing up, when that big anime boom that came into America, it was just everywhere. There was a lot of anime shops, there was a lot of manga shops, it was great. And then slowly it died off because, you know, public interest wasn't really into it anymore, and then it kind of just became a little underground again, you know? I mean, there's still a lot of manga around, which is fine. But, you know. I missed that anime boom. It was nice. It's all about supply and demand. When things are in demand, it's just higher supply. When they're not as much in demand, I gotta go out of my way for it. But, you know. Yeah. Boglum has Crunchyroll and Funimation. You can't support anime, you're too poor. Don't be mad that you're too poor to support anime. I mean, Crunchyroll, you don't need an account to watch on it, you know? There's a lot of anime you can watch on there for, you know, you have like free monthly trials. Time is too precious, stop watching anime and draw more. I know. You're right. But for me, you know, I'm not saying go out and buy every anime you like. Only buy it if you really like it, you know? Like, I don't have the money for anime. Like, that's why I'm really picky about the ones that I buy. But whenever I do, I'm like super happy about it. I'm like, finally, something really good that I can watch again and again and again. That's why I usually end up, you know, whenever they show an anime in theaters, I'm like all over that, you know? Even Ponyo, when that came out in theaters, I was like, I'm watching the shit out of Ponyo. I know it's just for kids, but whatever, it's anime. As soon as I was able to make my own money, it all went towards comics and anime and video games and stuff. And even now when I pay for my bills, it's slowed down what I can, you know, contribute or what I could buy, but I do what I can. I'd say being a freelance artist has really opened up my eyes to the struggle and go like, you know, things aren't always as good as you think for some people. Especially comics and mangaka. They don't make a lot of money. Not sure what my boyfriend is going to be making, but we'll be shopping for ingredients sometime this week. You gotta make dinner now? Alright, sorry Amber, I didn't see your thing earlier. But thanks for coming by the stream. Hope I get to see you more often. And if you start streaming on your own, let me know. You're really nice, so, and you're a really crazy artist too, so if you start streaming, I'll totally jump on board and check you out. Have a good night. I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray for Bleach. If they make all the episodes into Blu-ray, now I wait. I see. Is Bleach is done now, right? Or is that still going? I got burnt out on anime, helped my art. Yeah. So I read Uzumaki and I have to say is one terrifying manga I ever read. Uzumaki is one of my favorite mangas. I also like, if you like that artist, Junichi, shoot, I already forgot his name. The artist that does Uzumaki, he does a lot of like really good short stories. And if you can find them, Nurgle, I think they're way more terrifying and more creepy than Uzumaki. Uzumaki's great though, I'm not downplaying it. But that's a really good introductory to like his style of storytelling and art. It's a super treat. Like, I rarely get scared by a picture, but the way he draws things, they're like super nuts. It really like permeates like my brain and it stays with me for a while, you know, whenever I see his artwork. It's just the way he draws something. I have no idea how to explain it. His stuff is great to read around Halloween. Really unnerving, I guess that's the word I'm going for. And I like it. Clean this up. Mancog don't make a lot of money. It's funny because this emote you're using, Darius, is just everything you say is like so angry. Yeah, Junji Ito. What did I say? Junji Ito? Yeah, Spooky Spirals. I actually saw they made a live-action movie based off Uzumaki, and it's not that good. I just bought it just to, you know, it's like they made a movie off it. Whatever. If it sucks, I'll still buy it because I want them to make more of it. But I almost feel like his art is exclusively good for... Like, his creepiness is really good for comics, you know? Oh, Thoglim's giving out anime codes. Woo! Do it. I used to have a Crunchyroll account long ago. Then I bought a Hulu account. Then I had a Spotify account. Then it's like, you know. The downward spiral began. Alright, I'm gonna have to take a look at this thing right here. That. I need to look at her dress. Alright, let's get in there and let's figure out this lacy business. Alright, how can I do this? Oh, I know what I can do. I'll make a brush. Yeah, I'll show you guys how to make a brush. I know I showed you last time, but let's do it again. Chan, could you dish out some tips on how to make a character look female? Try to go for that hourglass shape. Men are generally shaped like straight columns and T's. Women are usually more hourglass. You gotta make them more curvy. Men make them more angular, women more curvy. If you want to traditionally make, you know, a man and a lady. Not really going for accuracy here. I'm gonna like prop this up like this so I can have a really good look at it. Come on, Photoshop. This is like kind of a boring bit, but trust me, it's important. Praise be to Thoglam, all hail our Thoglam Savior who praises the sun. Ooh, you're finally caught up on work file? Nice. Oh, facial features? Yeah, same thing, softer, curvier, and don't put, the thing with women is don't put too much detail in their face. Like, don't put bags under the eyes, don't draw, like, the nose, unless she has a prominent nose. The thing with women is the less detail, the better if you want them to look, like, attractive. It's like, the more detail, it's almost gonna make them look older, it's gonna make them look a little, like, wrinkly. So with women, you kinda, especially when you're lighting their faces, men, you totally want the shadows to hit their faces, hit their cheekbones and all that stuff. For women, it's kind of like you want to soften that stuff like that. You do that but your females look male? If you do that, they shouldn't be looking male. How send me an image that you feel like the female doesn't look female, and maybe I can be more accurate. Sorry, I gotta answer a tweet. Yeah, feel free to share it. Alright, how was I gonna do this? It's like, it's kind of like a diamond shaped like this. Something like that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm progressing in my drawing of Garnet now. So far I got one hand down perfectly with the fingers, and I just need to widen the palm. Nice, Nurgle. I think, was that the one image you showed me last time? I'm trying to remember Garnet fan art. Kind of make some lacy designs like that. I think that's gonna work like that. Okay. Okay, I'll take a look at that. By the way, you guys, someone pointed out to me that the people watching this right now are the people that are usually here at my stream all the time. So what I want to do is a little raffle. Right now I'm working on a drawing right now, so it's not going to be drawing, but if you guys pick a number from 1 through 100, I can give you a code for a free game on Steam, if you're so inclined. The game would be Stardew Valley, by the way. I love Stardew Valley, it's a huge stress reliever and all that stuff, but, you know, I just noticed that, you know, as a way to, like, say thanks to you guys, too, since you're always here consistently for the most part, I wouldn't mind just, like, you know, giving out that game. You know, it would just be, like, it would be a way to give back to you guys as my thanks as well. I usually don't do this, but, you know, I wouldn't mind doing it for you guys. So everyone pick a number from 1 through 100. Try not to pick doubles. Try to only pick one number too. Be really, like, you know, consistent with the number you pick. So you guys pick, you know, a number, go for it. I'm going to write the number here behind this black square. This black mystery box. Now let me pick a brush that's gonna be easy to see. Alright. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. 77, 46, 50. Go for it. Oh my god, a raffle in the future. Alright, so you think the lady with the black hair is looking too manly? I would say with women, you don't want to give them a strong jawline. You almost want to, like, really taper that and make her, like, either round her jaw or point it, you know, almost like a heart shape. The way it is now, it's kind of just like a little too almost square, and the mouth is just really big. I would make her mouth smaller, and I would make the jaw just more tapered. And a rule that I like to use just to keep your proportions kind of like from getting too over exaggerated, I would keep the corners of the mouth in line with the pupils of the eyes. Like, around that size, I would do that. I understand you're trying to make like a big, like, you know, like a big, you know, like maybe you're trying to like exaggerate it and stuff like that. So that would just be my advice to you. Her mouth is the only thing that's kind of making her mouth and jaw is the one thing that's making her look like masculine to me. Like, if that's not a character trait you're going for, then I would just diminish that. Remember, with women, and I would get rid of the wrinkles around, like, the furrows of the brows, too. You want to simplify, you want to diminish, you want to get rid of stuff like that. Unless you want to make her look older, unless you want to make her look like, you know, unless it's intentional. If your intention is to make her look like a, you know, a typical, like, you know, like, conventional woman in a comic, really get rid of a lot of detail that would just otherwise mar her beauty, you know? Thanks for the follow, Bearded Bustard. Nice name. Find when I want to see the hand behind your glove. You'll never see the hand behind my glove. Alright, 77. I'm gonna give it like 50, you know, about like 10-15 minutes, so yeah. Thanks, Thoglum. Well, I'm not interested that other people have more chances. I already know I'd never get around to playing it. Well, that's nice of you, Talden. Mouth's supposed to be really big for maximum evil. Alright, well. You could try to get rid of, like I said, why don't you try to make the chin more tapered so that it's not so boxy? 12? I'm gonna write these down. Let me make a list. Alrighty. So far one of you guys is really close to the number though, so I'm just gonna say that. If someone else guesses a little closer, that'll be really cool. So we got 77, 46, 36 by, then we got 76, then we got 50, 64, 12. Alright, I'll announce the winner in like 10 or 15 minutes, you guys. I just want to give everyone a chance. Alright, we got 60. Hi, Rhinal. Good evening to you as well. Alright. Anyways, let me finish this brush. But try it out, Darius. I would highly recommend, the mouth should be big for maximum evil, for sure, but if you're trying to, like, emulate a style like Bleach, what is, like, you know, how does he normally draw women? Does he normally give them, like, you know, that much of an exaggeration on the faces? Maybe he does, I don't know. I don't read a lot of Bleach, so you could be right. But I would just say if you want to make it, you know, to make her look more feminine, that's what you gotta do. You gotta tone it back a bit. $55. Did someone already pick 55? No, okay. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 people so far, and there's 15 people on the thing. Draw a lot of inspiration from Bleach, but I don't try and copy it. Well, I'm not saying copy it, I'm just saying I can tell you're taking inspiration from that, but, you know, how does he normally draw his women? I have, like, maybe the first 3 Bleach books before I stopped reading it. And, you know, he definitely knows how to, like, draw, like, crazy good-looking women, you know? Like, he can draw really manly men and really, like, all kinds of women, you know? You can draw them cute, he could draw them sexy, he could draw them mysterious, and you could do all that. But a lot of their faces kind of, like, have kind of the same features. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just, usually when you draw women, you kind of do this naturally to have them not look so, you know, to just have them look feminine, you know? Alright, I think this is good enough for this. Let me move this over more. Alright, this thing's good enough for me. I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna save it, I'm gonna go down to edit, go down to, where is this? Define brush preset. I never name my brushes. And that's that. So let's take out the brush I just made. Space it out a bit. Good enough. It's not exactly accurate, but hey. Yeah, you guys crazy good looking women. Let's call for numbers. Yeah, I'll reveal the number. I kind of wrote it here. So, yeah. Try not to exit it. So what I'm gonna do is I can get rid of that since I kind of really only needed it for like a, you know, that. I'm gonna go to brush tip shape and I'm going to go to shape dynamics. I'm gonna put the angle jitter on direction, okay? Keep it on direction, and that's just gonna make it so that when you draw using this brush preset, it'll follow like, you know, it'll follow the shape of like where your brush is pointing, you know? That's what direction does. It'll start to go in the direction you're pointing the thing. So that's really good when you're trying to make trim and stuff like that, especially for like if you're trying to just put like some little detail like that there. So what I'm gonna do first is get rid of all this, because now it's distracting. But first let me announce who won the game. That's what you guys heard my phone go off like that. Alright guys, all bets are in, raffle closed. Here we go. For the really awesome person who's been watching my streams, thank you guys so much, by the way, for participating. Here it is. The number that I wrote was 71. And from what I believe, the person that was closest to 71 was... Let me go back up. I believe it was Mute Lava. Let me do some quick math. Let me do some really quick math right now, because this got me messed up last time. Yeah, Mute Lava got 76. That was 5 away. And Hudia got 64, which is 7 away. Alright, so Mute Lava, you win. Hooray, Mute Lava. Thanks you guys so much for participating in the raffle. If I ever have more stuff like this that I could, like, you know, give out as a prize to you guys, I have no problem doing that. But I feel like that's like the best way I can do that. Now that I look at his females, he kind of tones down facial features except for the eyes. Nose are more curved, jaw too, but the chin share, but not too sharp. I see. They won a copy of Stardew Valley. One of my favorite video games, actually. Boglum was kind enough to give me his copy, and I already have it. So, I love Stardew Valley. It really helps me, like, relax at the end of the day, and it's just a nice, friendly game. I like it. If I ever have another cool game, you guys, I can give you a game, you know, that I personally can recommend. I just don't like to get, here's a game, I don't know anything about it, I hope it's good, and I give you a piece of crap, I'd feel bad. So, yeah. Thanks for participating, you guys. There's always better luck next time. And yeah, enjoy Stardew Valley, Mute Lava. Raise many cows and chickens, and I hope wolves don't steal your sheep, and I hope your crops don't fail on you. Thanks, you guys. Do I want to save this number? Yeah. Alright. Back to Wyke. Ah, shoot, I didn't save that. Alright, back to best preset. Also, too, make sure you save it. I always forget. Direction. Click it. You just have to click next to it, and it'll save it automatically. This is from, if anyone's wondering, this song is from Fully Cooley, that I kind of recently watched again. And I was really surprised by how well the anime holds up, you know? I think it does. It's like a pretty unique one. Have you guys ever seen Fooly Cooly? Do you like it? Was it too weird? Did it not make any sense? You can't send the message to Mute Lava? Gotta find some way. Mute Lava, maybe if you could like message or whisper to Thoglum or send him your email. Please do that. By the way, thanks Thoglum. Thanks for helping me organize this. Big thanks to you. You guys, this raffle wouldn't be around. This raffle wouldn't have existed for the free game if Thoglum wasn't so kind to just give it to me in the first place. So, he's the real host with the most, not I. And I do mean that. So yeah, thanks Thoglum. Alright. Get these things out of the way. It's been a long time since I saw Fooly Cooly, but I enjoyed it. What is Fooly Cooly anyways? Whenever I hear that, I always think of that first scene where they're all having dinner together as a family. They're like, what is Fooly Cooly? And they just go through all these weird-ass explanations. I actually have no idea what it means. Somebody said it's the sound effect of boobs moving or something like that. Someone said it's just like, you know, it's the initials of the guy's favorite, like restaurant or something. I don't know. Thoglum is a man among men. He is a glom among gloms. Recently you got the Fooly Cooly Groundworks book? Nice, Faya. What about eyebrows? That girl that always asks about the eyebrows, with the tan skin and the light hair with the freckles. Ever since I saw that character, I love characters with dark skin and blonde, like platinum blonde, almost white hair. I loved her design. It really impacted me for some reason. I was like, I want to make more characters like this. So in my downtime, I sketch a lot of like tanned girls, you know? Favorite part from Fooly Cooly? Yeah, glad it all worked out. Alright, had to move some stuff out of the way. Mihoshi? Who's Mihoshi? Was that her name? I don't remember that girl's name from Fooly Cooly at all. That could be her name. Or if she's from another anime, let me know. The name does not sound familiar to me. Come on, Photoshop, work with me. I gotta get a nice curve going. Okay, there we go. Sorry, lining it up is always like a bitch. Or just like getting it close to lining up. Sometimes I just do that, like I'll just make the curve I want and then just move it over. You know? And close enough. Alright, I'm gonna lower the opacity on this so that I can erase it properly. I don't need it overlapping. Alright, back to 100. And then going to take a soft brush, put some lighting on it. And I'll do that for now. Mihoshi is the girl from Tenchi Muyo. Oh, I see. I've never seen Tenchi Muyo, and I always heard that was like such a classic anime. Boxy Brown. Boxy Brown? Shoot, I wish I knew Nurgle. Pretty clearly one of my favorite soundtracks. Same here, Derp10. I wish I got the reference you made, Nurgle. Am I getting Final Fantasy 15? Yes. Well, yeah, I am. In a way, I am. I'm getting it for Thoglum's birthday, so pretty much gonna be sharing it. Well, what's wrong, Talden? Do I not know who Boxy Brown is? Sorry. Oh, Tenchi Muyo. No, I've never seen Tenchi Muyo. It was a little bit before, like, it came out when I was in the middle of watching like a bunch of other stuff, so I never got around to watching it. You know? I think I was watching Oh My Goddess and stuff like that. Oh My Goddess, oh my gosh, I haven't... How funny. I haven't, thought of that anime in a long time. I used to be, like, super into that art. That anime didn't really have a lot of staying power, did it? Nobody even cosplays as them anymore, as Belle Dandy and Erd and whatever the other one was called. The one that wasn't as beautiful or sexy. That's how I feel about Love Hina though too. Like, if things are like really good, they'll genuinely have staying power. Like Trigun has staying power, right? Like that has like, you know, that's gonna stand. I think that one's really gonna stand the test of time well, because I still see people cosplaying as it from time to time. But I remember when people used to cosplay as Oh My Goddess a lot. Oh, Boxy Bound from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I haven't seen all of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I mean, I like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, but it came out when I didn't have cable. So, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen Tenchi Muyo. It's about, Tenchi Muyo is about, aliens, right? I just like the art in Oh My Goddess, never knew what it's about. I think what happened in Oh My Goddess, I'm trying to remember, is he calls like a number. It's like, oh, if you're sad, call this, and the goddess will come help you. And he does on a whim, and she totally comes, and she never leaves, or something like. It was something like that. Like, I don't know. It was like an ad in like a newspaper. It was silly. The art in it, yeah, was really good, but I feel like maybe that's why it doesn't have as much staying power. That's how I kind of feel about Love Hina too. Don't get me wrong. I love that artist. I just don't like Love Hina. Love Hina was never my thing. I just don't think it was made for me. I like Negi, his version of Harry Potter. Negima, whatever it was called. Sorry for making you guys all dizzy. Ooh, Guitar Man. One of my favorite games. I just like it because of the white-haired girl. Probably. Oh, it's 3 AM? Alright, have a good night, Darius. Sleep well, for tomorrow is another day. And thanks for coming by. Liked it, so I saved it. Love Hina, anime I questioned when I watched it when I was a child. Right. Oh, you're gonna head out too, Derpcan? Alright. Yeah, thanks for coming by the stream. Have a good night. And I hope you finish whatever you're working on. You feel like watching the Gold Tenchimuyo movie? Do it, Talden. Probably. I only accepted this commission because it's a dark-skinned girl with light hair, with white hair. Has anyone here ever played Guitar Man? It's such a cheesy game that really touched my heart. Gave me back some of my humanity. Funny thing is, I was recently in that Kubo and the Two Strings contest. One of the entries, it was a joke entry where it's like, you know, they wanted you to paint, you know, Kubo overcoming something, and this guy just submitted a picture of Guitar Man, and I kind of laughed, and I was like, that's true, that movie is kind of just like Guitar Man. Like, how it reaches its conclusion and stuff. Maybe that's why I like it so much, but I like Guitar Man. It was a happy surprise one summer. My friend was just like, you want to borrow this game? And like, I already finished it. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. Because I like music and rhythm games, you know? And, yeah. If you guys have ever played Guitar Man, it was a real treat. I loved it. I mean, except for maybe like 2 songs in there, I think they're all pretty solid. And this is one of the... This is like the main theme of the song. It's called the Legendary Theme. It's just so nice. It takes me back to when I was a kid. And I was like, man, it's summer. Anything is possible. It sounds like this. I really wished my PSP still worked, because I had Guitar Man Lives, which was like the re-release of it. And I was able to play it anywhere I wanted and listen to the soundtrack whenever I wanted, because it was on, like, you know, a mobile device like that, and I was like, ooh. I also miss my PSP, because that's what I had Dissidia on. Like, the new Dissidia I'm excited for, but it doesn't look the same, so I'm a little worried about it. Because I thought it was a pretty good game on its own. Now it's all different. Anything. Oh, I played Busta Groove? Hell yeah! I had Busta Groove 1 and Busta Groove 2. I preferred Busta Groove 2, actually. I loved everything about Busta Groove. I wasn't really into Pinky, and I guess that's why she didn't make it into the next one. I was sad that they got rid of Frida. But I liked, I missed Gasso, I guess. But I liked Robo Z. I love, For some reason, when you said Boxy Brown, Nurgle, I was thinking of Foxy Love from Drawn Together, which I actually had a DVD set for. Somebody gave it to me, and I was like, this is cool. Wait, is Boxy Brown's, Meatwad's best friend? Like, it's a cardboard box with, like... Wait, is that who Boxy Brown is? Is that, Meatwad's friend, the cardboard box? I remember an episode where Carl had to take care of, like, this box that, Meatwad had. And Carl's just talking to this box the whole episode. Oh, okay, he is the best character in Aqua Hunger Force then. But that episode where Carl's just going about his day and talking to Boxy Brown is one of my favorite episodes. I haven't seen all the episodes of, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. All the ones I've seen, I don't know if this is a thing. Is Carl in every episode always just getting, like, fucked over? Because in every episode that I like, Carl's just getting... nothing good happens to him. Like, I like the Hand Banana episode. I like when he has to go on a South Beach Paradise diet. I see how that works out for him. His voice actor was recently in an episode of Steven Universe, which was really jarring. You know, Steven Universe, it's such a PC-friendly, like, super, like, you know, super liberal cartoon. I like it. I don't have a problem with it. And then all of a sudden I hear Carl's voice. I was like, oh my gosh. Where has he been? Oh, hand banana. Poor Carl. I love Carl. He reminds me of a couple family members I have in Long Island. That's pretty funny. Alright, gonna make another color dodge layer. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on the inside just to give it some warm colors to work with, you know? So that I can just, like, you know, it kind of adds something to it, you know, that's all dulled and you just add a little burst of warmth in the middle. And then I just combine that, and then I just start organically taking my new palette and paint from that. I remember watching Hunger Force as a child. I remember watching Hunger Force as a freshman in college. You can share a video of the best scene of Boxy Brown, go for it. I'll probably have to, like, I'll probably check it out, but I won't be able to hear it because it interferes with my stream when I have two speakers going. But yeah, go for it. Aqua Teen Hunger Force is okay in my book. Does anyone watch the regular show? I get like a huge Aqua Teen Hunger Force vibe from that show. It's like Aqua Teen Hunger Force for kids. Regular show is like ending, so I guess that's pretty sad. I'm cheating. I have a brush that's just a circle. I'm doing that to just make these line up a little better. Sorry you all had to see that. Thanks, Nurgle. And Miwan is also friends with toilet paper roll and an apple. Miwan makes his own friends. I think that's very highly admirable. I remember that robot. The robot. Did you ever watch the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie? Nurgle? I suppose you did, right? The freaking Don't Talk Watch short that they painted before the movie started, I wish they'd play it for every movie. It's so appropriate. I would love it if they just played that, you know? I gotta show that to Thoglum, because he hates when people talk and make noises during the movies. And I'm like, if they played this before every movie, there wouldn't be a problem, you know? I'm like, they could play that before, like, any movie, really. It'll be so appropriate. The movie's pretty good. The animes are getting in the way of your movies. I understand that. I understand that pretty well. I wish I watched the regular show. Now that I know it's ending, I'm gonna try to watch it. You know, I'm sure it's not gonna save it from being ended, but the episodes that I have seen of it, I like a lot, so. Yeah, cartoons are pretty good for, you know, like, I remember for a while cartoons were like kind of like not that cool for a while, like they were just kind of really sucking. So I'm glad that they're not. But who knows how long that's gonna last. By the way, you guys, how do you feel about this kind of stream where I slow down and I paint something? Like, I know it's not as like exciting as like, you know, when I draw for you guys, because drawing I'm really fast at. This, you guys get to see me do all my mistakes, you get to see all my doubts tenfold. But I also felt like I was kind of cheating you guys. Every time like I posted art that I started on stream and it was done, it's always like, I wonder if they ever wonder how I ever got from there to there. Maybe they feel cheated. Maybe they won't like that anymore. Alright. Thanks, you guys. Whew, I needed that. I gotta look into getting some new music soon. Burnt box of brown. It's good watching you struggle. Thanks, Paya. It's good knowing you are mortal. I know sometimes it helps me. I'm like, oh, thank God. Even Joe Mad has his days where nothing's going right. Is anyone gonna watch Fantastic Beasts, by the way? Now that there's new people in here. It's a good movie. I recommend it. Did anyone do the... Is anyone here into like Harry Potter and do the whole, the new sorting houses? Because now that there's like a... Now that there's gonna be a school in every country. So like if you're in America, you get sorted into Ilvermorny. Ilvermorny. I forget how, I don't know how they pronounce it. Never heard of it. Yeah, I saw Fantastic Beasts. It was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find It. Actually, let me grab something really quick. You see, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so when they announced Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, I was excited, because I have this. I have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, property of Harry Potter. So when they said that they were making the movie of it, I was like, I wonder how. See, it says right there, Newt Scamander. Anyways, if you guys watch that movie, just know that I was excited for it. But I didn't have any expectations for it, you know? Because it's pretty much a bestiary, right? It's just a big list of monsters, you know, where they live, what they do, what they look like, how to feed them and stuff like that. So I was surprised how they were going to make a movie out of it. And they did. And apparently there's going to be 5 of them. So I don't know how I feel about that. So I don't know. Sorry. Looking at my, because there's a huge lag. You can't even see the name that well. Yeah, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's in the same universe as Harry Potter. It's a huge prequel. It's like pretty much like wizards in America during like the industrial era, I believe. I was gonna tell you where to find the movie. Any movie theater. It's out. I think it just came out Thursday. So I saw it. Yeah, it just came out last Thursday. So there's that. And it's just know this, if you guys were really into Harry Potter, this movie is more mature because the main characters are adults. There's no children, really. There's maybe like 1 or 2 children, but they're not the main focus. It's pretty much these adults. So they have like these problems, you know, a problem with the, you know, and I'm not gonna like say what the problems are. I don't want to like ruin anything for you. But it's just, it was really cool. I've always wanted to see Harry Potter where it's not just, you know, not just like, you know, the kids, but you see what the grown-ups are doing in a sense. And this one definitely does it, so go check it out. Hey Dabadoo. I was just showing off my sweet Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book. You just joined and blown away at how rude this is. Oh, thanks, Davadu. I think you're from DeviantArt, right? Because your name looks familiar. No children, yes! It's just interesting, because if you have the movie set in a school where you're pretty much like, it's from middle school to high school, you know, you can't really go into certain themes that, you know, Harry Potter adult novel was just bullocks. J.K. Rowling did create an adult novel. Like, not like, I don't know what was in it. I don't know what the movie, I think it was like a mystery, like a whodunit novel. I don't know exactly what was in it. I just know it has a yellow cover. And it was a non-Harry Potter book. And I guess she went back to Harry Potter because it's like, this is what's gonna pay the bills. So, yeah. Maybe it didn't do that well. Which I'm, you know, would be sad to know. It sucks when you're a creator and you want to create something else, but everyone just wants the same thing from you. In a way, I don't fault people for wanting that. It's like, we like this, keep making this. And then you're just like, I want to make something else. And they're like, no. So I hope she's doing alright, is all I'm saying. So Harry Potter, yeah. But check it out. I mean, it's a long movie, but when you went, the beginning's a little slow to me. I'll admit. Considering how fast-paced the Harry Potter movies are, but then again, those movies had 7 books worth of content, huge books, by the way, to plow through. So it's interesting to see how she is going to write for an original screenplay. You know, like. There's no longer going to be scenes where I can go, oh, they had to cut this out of the book for time, or they had to do this. It's going to be like she's straight up writing the screenplay. I'm a little afraid of that because, for one, I almost feel like it's going to be like a George Lucas thing where people were afraid to edit his stuff in the prequels, you know? That's why Star Wars Episode 1 and 2 they're not my favorite. And go figure, it's the movies where the least amount of edits were done to it by, like, you know, where there should have been a lot of edits. And for me, it's just like, you know, George Lucas, he's a great ideas guy. It's just that he really needs someone to control those ideas too. You know, otherwise it just, you get episode 1. You know? If you like episode 1, great. I didn't, and I'd say the majority of people didn't either, and there's a reason why. You know? I have a friend who loves episode 1 through 3, and I'm just like, I don't get it. So I'm not trying to like make fun of anyone's sensibilities. I just genuinely don't get it sometimes. let's see our progress so far. So starting off, we had, well, starting off it was more like this. So we're slowly getting there. Slowly but surely. Episode 1 and 2. 2 and 3 were okay. I'd say episode 2 would have been okay if it wasn't for the dialogue between Padme and Anakin. It was just I don't listen to my followers, that's what commissions are for. No, there's not an adult novel of Harry Potter. It's just when I say adult, I don't mean anything like explicit. I just mean like I wanted to focus on the adults. Like I like Harry Potter, I like, you know, the students of Hogwarts, but I was always interested in what, you know, their parents were going through, what the ministry was going through. Like I like stuff like that, you know? Like I want to see what the adults in the world were doing, and the books kind of do that, but the movies kind of really didn't. The movies were really centric to Harry Potter, which is fine. I mean, he is the focus of the story. It'd be weird if they started to do that. Let's put another shape dynamic on here. Let's put a size jitter. No. Let's 2 pen pressure for size. And let's do it like that. This is gonna like make it so that, see, it'll get like smaller and bigger in the middle. So it'll be like, whoa, see? See, making a brush is easy, and it makes everything so much easier. Can you imagine if I had to like make each and every one of these freaking things on my own? Are you kidding me? I hate painting. The less painting I get to do in Photoshop, the better. And I wish I was kidding about that, but that's usually the truth. People, when they're doing Photoshop and they're like, I don't like it, I feel like, you know, I'm not having as much control. It's like, you are. You just have to realize what Photoshop is used for. It's used for editing. And the more shortcuts you can do with Photoshop, the better it's going to be for your art. Like, if there's a way you can do anything faster, do it. Do it. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting time.